I was recently reminded why clients should never write creative briefs, or why marketers should never write creative briefs. And it had nothing to do with a creative agency or marketers. It was actually buying this silly microphone that sits down there. Not silly, because now I sound amazing. The very first video of like walk and talks that I did, I recorded it on like my Apple iPods, and it sounded horrendous. So bad. And there's only like one store in Lisbon where you can buy film equipment. So obviously second language was a little hard, didn't really know what I was asking for, but I kind of did a bit of Googling beforehand and asked for this mic. And I went in there and I said, hey, I need the DJI, I forget what it was, the Rode mic 2, do you have that in store? And they're like, yep, here you go, got it in store for you. And so I went to that, got that microphone, and then kind of came back and was like, actually tried to hook it into my mobile phone and it just didn't work at all. So I kind of was like, fuck, what am I gonna do? And they actually recommended me another microphone. They're like, well, what are you using it for? Why are you needing your mobile? I was like, I'm doing walk and talks, blah, blah, blah. What's your problem? Oh, yeah, well, I was playing with this and it was all the problems. I couldn't really hear it properly. And they were like, no, you don't need that mic. You need the DJI Me, which was substantially cheaper. It's like €100 cheaper. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll take that mic. But this is the problem, like, I feel like the same thing happens with clients. They often say, I want this is the creative brief, I'm coming in, this is what I think the problem is, consumer problem, and this is how I think we're gonna answer it. But the thing is like, there is such a vast difference between a marketing brief and a creative brief. And it's often something that completely gets overlooked. It's like a marketing brief is written from the business perspective, whereas a creative brief is written from the consumer's perspective. So I've often seen marketers write creative brief, and as soon as I say this, I'm like, no, there's a problem here. They'll be like, we need to increase awareness of this product and da-da-da. That never goes in to a creative brief. A creatives, consumers are never worried about increasing awareness of a certain outcome or a certain product. They don't enter that. They need these products to solve their problems. They're more interested in their problems. And if you go and write a creative brief, this is often what happened when I was in creative agencies, it's just a waste of time, because the creative agency, if they've got strategists, they will rewrite it. They will, 100%. There's gonna be a strategist and they're gonna rewrite it because they're experts in this. They're doing this every single day. So there's no point in writing a creative brief if you're a marketer. If you've got a great agency who's got strategists, there's someone who's an expert who knows this. You know your product, you review the creative work, but as long as they've taken your client brief on board and they're doing what you ask them to do, then that's all you need. And so, again, me going into that store being like, this is the microphone I need, and not actually talking to them about like, what is my actual problem? It's a massive error. So definitely learnt from that.